So let's talk a minute about Natty and not Natty, right? Everybody loves to speculate and talk about this kind of nonsense. Why do I say it's nonsense? Well, that's what I'm going to talk to you about. I've actually literally seen in the past, and I just ignored, people arguing amongst themselves, imbeciles, know-nothings, arguing within their own group, that Bruce Lee was not natty. Bruce Lee was on gear, and how much was he possibly on? What was he on back then? And it just makes me laugh. It's just like, what a world of lowered expectations. These low expectation having males, it's just pathetic. Pathetic. If you would look at a physique like Bruce Lee, which was a great physique, good, very fit physique, athletic physique all the way. If you would look at a physique like that and swear that this can't be achieved, argue over that it can't be achieved naturally, he had to be on gear, then what in the hell kind of physique must you have for you to think that? Jesus Christ. Good God Almighty. So lately I've seen this numerous times before, but just lately it just came back to surface again, and I just felt like, I guess I'll say something about it, throw my 2 cents in there. Now, Jeff Cavalier, AthleanX, of AthleanX fame, Jeff Cavalier. People looking at him and wondering, is he natty? He's got to be on gear, isn't he? Is he on gear? He's on gear. Must be on something. And again, what are you guys like our fantasy footballers? Like fantasy physique type of guys, or spectators? Why don't you get in the game, man? Wrap your beaters around a dumbbell or barbell or something. Start working out, man. Do some freaking pull-ups or something, for God's sake. Find out for yourself. I mean, that's like really elementary shit. If you think that that's not obtainable as a natural, it's ridiculous. Let me tell you something. I knew a guy, friend of mine, and I'm going to put him out there. His name was Tom Chalk. And the only reason I'm putting him out there is might be people that know him that are going to see this, maybe, and you can find out for yourself. It's true. Tom Chalk. Now, I haven't seen or heard from Tom for a few years, quite a few years now, but there was a time when I saw him almost every day, or I did basically see him every day, and he was shredded. He was a shredded guy, and he was a workout fanatic. He was like obsessed with working out. He was one of these guys that even wrapped plastic around himself when he would jog, and he would jog in 90-degree weather and shit. He was a workout fanatic, and this guy was shredded. Tom Chalk, he was shredded, and he very seldom even actually lifted weights. I think maybe he probably did here or there lift some weights sometimes, but the great majority of his physique was developed from just exercise, body weight exercise, pull-ups, push-ups, body weight squats, all this kind of stuff. Now, to tell you the truth, I have seen him squat before weights. I have seen him lift weights before. But it wasn't a regular routine thing he did, man. Most of what he did, he used objects, or he just worked out just like, that you could do in a park on pull-up bars and shit like this. And the dude was shredded. Now, was he huge? No, he wasn't huge. But if he took his shirt off, you'd look at him and swear there's no way he's natural. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, Jeff Cavalier, a hell of an athlete, extremely knowledgeable guy, seems like a really good guy, very successful guy, and he hustles, man. He deserves that success. He works for it. But as far as conditioning, he ain't got nothing on what Tom Chalk had. When Tom Chalk was at that time, that was a dude that was literally shredded. Okay, so I know there are some people that are genuinely knowledgeable that will look at Jeff Cavalier and tell you that, well, yeah, he's really lean. He looks fantastic, but he's not like bodybuilding competition lean, so it's not like shredded. It's not like impossible. Well, Chalk was shredded. He was shredded, and that was natural. That was natural. Like I said, it's very deceptive. You know, when you get that lean, where you can see everything and you see cross striations and all this crazy shit. You see the muscle. It's like this. It's like an anatomy chart of just musculature. When you can see that, everybody looks bigger than they really are. You know, like Tom. No disrespect. I have all the respect in the world for what he was able to do with his body, and more than I could do. He's definitely didn't have any kind of, no break at all. You know, I mean, he went full force every aspect of his physical endeavors. But he wasn't a big guy. He was tall, but if you put him in some clothes, he'd look like a skinny guy. He'd look like a skinny guy. But shredded, he took that shirt off. I can guarantee you this. If Tom Chalk's era had been the era of today, with the Instagram and the YouTube, and if he had been of the mind to have a YouTube channel about fitness and some Instagram bullshit, I can guarantee you that most of his comments and views would be of people swearing to God that he was a fake natty. And he wasn't. And it wasn't any kind of thing like that there was a stigma attached to not being fake. It wasn't in our paradigm at the time. It just wasn't. It's a different thing. It wasn't part of what we were doing. Anyway, I just want to put that out there. So, Jeff Cavalier, that's absolutely a physique that's very realistic for a guy that trains that hard and is that on point with, has that much discipline and that wants it like that bad. You know what I mean? That's willing to put in whatever it takes. As far as, what it takes for him to look like that as a natty, he's willing to continually do that. Simple as that. The fact that most people find it unachievable, hell, it would be unachievable for me. Is it physically unachievable? No. But it becomes unachievable because I don't have it in me I never had it in me to go through all that and just to be that on point and to be that dedicated and consistent to that degree, to almost obsessiveness. That's what Tom Chalk was obsessive about his shit. He really was. There's no other way to describe it. And it showed. He looked fantastic. Big guy? No. But shredded guy? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Take it for what it's worth. The hell do I care enough to lie to you for anyway? And no upside to me either way. But that's what it is. That's just what it is. It is what it is. Instead of worrying about what everybody else is doing, why don't you go get some for yourself? If that's what you want. If you want it enough to be that critical or that interested in another man's physique, why don't you go get your own? Better find that for you. You can do it if you want it that bad. If it's that important to you and that much of a priority, you can do it. That's what he said. I was just trying to remember a good brother of mine, his mom put it a really on-point way when she said that nowadays people diminish to equalize. They diminish to equalize. So they diminish other people's accomplishments rather than try to elevate themselves up a rung or two to be on an even level with an individual that's succeeding in whatever way, whatever platform. Instead, they try and tear them down at some point and bring them down to their level. Diminish to equalize. And you see it all over, diminish to equalize. You see it in all over in our society, in every aspect. It's just a small piece of the pie. You see it in our politics. It's a mess. But these are the times we're in. And sad thing is, you young bucks, you don't know any different because you just haven't been around long enough to see the vast upheaval of change. Crazy.